Greetings. Through my last video, I had asked you, how did the inventors of plastic think that plastic was environmental friendly? Well, it so happened that in late 19th century, the plastic, the omnipresent plastic that we know today, was invented. Not because some poor people needed some shelter and they needed some material which was soft on their pockets, but because of the you call it necessity necessity of the rich. It so happened that people all over the world, especially the rich all over the world, used to consider billiards as their game. And then for the sake of billiard balls, they used to use ivory. And how to procure ivory? They had to kill thousands and thousands of elephants to procure ivory, because one task would give them 5 or 6 balls. So for one set of billiards balls, they had to kill 2 elephants. Therefore, innumerable elephants were killed to make billiards balls. But soon, even in the salons of America, the billiards started to be played. But to procure billiards balls was a big task because, ivory was costly, and they had to kill elephants to get the ivory, and that's why so much of smuggling of, ivory. So what happened was this necessity made John Wesley Hyatt to come up with something cheaper, come up with something which was soft on the pockets for the rich. He, after 6 years experimentation, came up with the celluloid or industrial plastic, which was soon molded into billiards balls. Hence, it stopped the killing of elephants. Therefore, the inventors of plastic in the late 19th century thought that this was, invention of plastic was environmental friendly. It also stopped the killing of hawksbill tortoise, because these tortoises used to be killed for their shells, because using the shells of the tortoise, they used to make combs. Even plastic replaced those tortoise shells. Hence, they thought it is environmental friendly. But then they had not thought that how the plastic is going to take over in late 20th century and 21st century, of course. So they had not visualized. Therefore, today we have plastic as omnipresent, just like God, everywhere. Isn't it interesting? Such interesting things are always a constant at my channel, Learning with Dr. Poornima George. If you are still not a subscriber to the channel, kindly do subscribe by pressing on to that subscribe button and then all button as well. You can find these videos on my Facebook page, Poornima George, and on my Instagram handle, George Poornima. Come, let's learn together. Today I'm going to take a couple of phrases which we have to use during conversation, especially telephonic conversation, because today, again, telephones or mobiles have become universal. So there are a couple of phrases which help us in keeping our conversation easy and fluid. Let's look into those phrases. Say, you are into some work and your phone starts buzzing or your phone starts ringing, and you're busy and you cannot take the call. So you want to ask someone to take that call for you. At that point of time, you can say, pick up my call, please. Okay? Or you can also ask someone, like somebody has come to you, and then you just want to tell that person to pick your call whenever you call that person. At that point of time as well, you can tell or instruct them to pick your call. Pick up my call, please. Pick pick up my call. Say you're on a conversation and then you can't hear what the other person is speaking. At that point, you can ask that person to speak up, right? That means to raise your voice and speak loudly. Speak up, please. When you say this, that means you're asking the other person to speak a little bit louder or in an audible fashion. Now, say you're talking to someone, you're in a conversation, mid of a conversation, and then what happens, suddenly you become busy, you know, there's some other work that comes on to you and you have to attend to that work as well. At such point, you do not want to cut the call, right? You do not want to cut the call. You don't want to leave the call. So you want to ask that person to wait for some time. In such situation, you have two phrases. That is, hold on or hang on. Hang on. I'm going to come back to you. Hold on or hang on. Out of these two phrases, hang on is more fashionable. Say you're talking to someone and you also want to take somebody else in the conversation, right? So you want to create a conference call. So you can ask the other person to add on the person, right? Add on that other person whom you want to take onto conference. So add on. The next phrase in the line is put me through or put through. Say, for example, you're quite busy, but then you want to call someone. At that point of time, you can ask somebody who is near to you or your assistant or your family people, you know, to put you through to someone. For example, Arya, put me through to Javed so that I can speak to him. Keep it on the speaker, right? So when you say this, put me through or put through, when you use this phrase, that means you're asking someone to connect you to the other person. Oh, my call broke up. I couldn't complete the conversation. I couldn't talk. When you say this, that means your call got disconnected while you're still speaking. So break up means to get disconnected. Yeah, I got through and I could talk to Amog. What does that mean? When you say, I got through, that means you could complete the conversation and then there was no hindrance. So that is get through. While in a conversation, you've completed the conversation now and you want to finish the call, you want to end the call. At that point of time, you can make use of the phrase hang up. Right? You can ask the other person to hang up, or you can say that you're going to hang up the call. Don't get confused between hang up and hang on. Hang up means to cut the call, to finish the conversation, whereas hang on means to wait. Got it? Hang on means to wait. Hang up means to complete the call or finish the call. There are some situations where we may ask someone to call back, right? When you say this, as the phrase very clearly suggests, call back means you're asking the other person to call you back, give you a call. So these are a couple of phrases which help us during telephonic conversation. As we come to the end of today's video, I would like to ask you, who was that infamous person who used to smuggle ivory or tusks from forests in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu? I would like you to give me the answers in the comment section so that we can keep this amazing way of learning through each other, on. With this, I come to the end of today's episode. Do like and share my videos and spread happiness and knowledge. This is Dr. Poornima George taking leave of you. Thank you.